So many of you may know X4. It's a single player space game. I think it is one of the best space games out there, honestly. I'm not a huge fan of the graphics or UI, but this is the kind of game where you can jump into it as a solo cargo hauler and jump out of it having controlled entire fleets of NPCs doing the cargo hauling for you. You can set up an empire of miners, of cargo haulers, of combat people. You can control the economy and play around with it. All of it is dynamic, it's functional, it works very well, and it is a full game that's been out for years. And I think this is a great option for people who are looking for a single player experience and maybe think Star Citizen is doing too much to bring other players into your experience. Check this out. It's pretty solid. And they're about to get a very big update that we're going to go over in this video. So over the next 2 years, they've got plans. They've got a flight model change. The person they're working with actually helped to originally make Star Citizen's flight model, John Pritchett. So we'll touch on that. But ultimately, I think this update could mark a pretty solid chance for people to get back into this game if they haven't, or if you're looking for more space games, to give it a try to play out. We'll be playing it on stream for sure when this update comes out, and I hope to cover this a little bit more for you guys so you have some options.
Hello everybody. It's the time of the year again where I'm happy to talk to you about the future of X4 Foundations. As I've already said last year, we are far from done with this game. X4 Foundation is getting another major update and we are going into a beta phase, public beta phase now. So you are all invited to help us test the game. And yeah, I'm here to tell you a little bit about what this is about and what our plans for the near future are. So this is an update that we hope to release in the first quarter of 2025, and the main new feature is a major improvement to the flight model. So we completely redesigned the flight model, which means the way ships behave, the way both AI controlled ships as well as the ones that you are steering yourself behave in space. And the goal with that is to make them much more realistic, make them feel more realistic, make you feel the weight of ships better. Yeah, and with that comes a major rebalancing of all engines, all ships, and all thrusters. So everything that relates to how
I think this is it all third person when you're flying around, anybody who plays this? Because it gives you more of an arcadey feel than Star Citizen for sure. I know people have been talking about how Star Citizen feels more arcadey, but I think the way that this plays will definitely have more of that kind of feel, if that's affect your decision.
And that's why we want to test this really thoroughly with your help. So please, if you have some favorite ships that you would like to see how they are behaving with this update, please test it and give us your feedback, because this is your chance to make your voice heard and influence what is going to be released in the first quarter of next year. With this comes also a couple of other new cool things, obviously, like we always develop all aspects of the game. There is an update to the graphic engine as well. There is new support for FSR3 and DLSS, which are cool new technologies to make the game look even better, especially at very high resolutions. But also on hardware.
Definitely modernizing.
Yeah, where the resolution is high in relation to the display you are using.
It's still like the art style for me is still not what I like. I think maybe it's the textures, but this does look better than I remember, which is cool.
At which you are seeing it. So for example,
I'm a graphic snob, I'm sorry.
For this is also the Steam Deck, where I was testing it the other day, and it really helps make the game run in a very...
Well, if this thing plays on Steam Deck, then I might consider, like, that'd be pretty cool to be able to play this on like a plane or something, because it's offline. You get the whole game right there with you. Take it on the go.
Very beautiful settings also on the screen of the Steam Deck. So that's also something where we are looking forward to receive feedback. The update has all kinds of other cool new features. We are improving all aspects, user interface, gameplay.
I don't like the UI.
A number of new sections.
Never liked the UI in this game, so hearing that that's getting an update, I hope that really, really helps. Yeah, Steam Deck makes a big difference. Having a nice basically a space sim to carry with you if you're somebody who travels quite a bit. I don't know. I'm on planes a lot. We do 2 13-hour flights every year at least, so it'd be nice to be able to set up my cargo routes on that flight instead of just sit there staring at the seat in front of me.
Sectors, especially some that are connecting the core economy with the DLC economies from the Terran and Boron in particular. But changes all over the place, but especially we are looking for feedback on the flight model and ship behavior. So please test that.
Why do you think they never scaled up the company that makes this? This could have been a much bigger game, I feel. Like maybe scale it up and then make it possible on console.
We also have released a roadmap with our plans beyond this update. So this is stuff that's going to happen late in 2025 or 2026. So check that out if you want to know what's coming in the future of X4 Foundation. So this is a great time to jump into the game for both types. People that are completely new to the game, check it out now. We've added in the recent past a lot of tutorials and support for people that are new and want to get into the game. But there's also a great opportunity for everybody to try it out again if you haven't played it in a while. Please check it out. There's a lot of cool new stuff coming. We are really looking forward to hearing your feedback. So thank you all very much for your support. You know, this is the 25th year in the development of the X series. We've just
4 games in 25 years, not bad.
And we couldn't have done it without the support of this great community. Thank you very much for that. And we are looking forward very much to continuing this next year. And in the meantime, I wish you all, a little bit early maybe, already now, a happy holiday season and all the best.
Dude, these are cool environments too. There's a lot of variety in the places you're going in this game.
See you soon in the X universe.
It initially released as a bit of a flop. People weren't really considering buying it. Instead of just playing modded X3, scaled up would have likely bankrupted them as opposed to their slow chug. So it's like Civ 7 or Civ 6. It's like people didn't consider it better than its predecessor. Did it end up improving so it's better than X3 now? Like, is this in a good place, this game? Do you guys see this going long term, or are they looking like they're in their last few years? They're doing great now. Okay. Good to hear.
Activated switch. 6. Affected switch. 5.
Hi everyone, I'm Alistair, game designer at Egosoft, and I'm going to dive a bit deeper into some of the things Bound talked about, specifically the flight model update. With today being the start of its public beta, we're inviting you to help us refine and polish it. It's been dear to our hearts for a while now to make X4's flight model more immersive, make those ships feel even more different to each other, and make flying itself just generally more interesting.
That is pretty cool. They're redoing their flight model. That's a big change for a game that's been out, 6 years? 7 years now?
This is a really big undertaking, for which we've teamed up with Mr. John Pritchett, a former senior physics programmer for Star Citizen. And now we're eager to share this work with you and to hear your feedback on it.
The variety of ships is also good. There's a lot of different ship designs here.
Model upgrade doesn't just change how ships handle. It transforms the way engines and thrusters and modifications, how they all interact with each ship, making each component feel unique and impactful. The first thing you'll likely notice is that steering and accelerating can now be a lot smoother overall, unless you're in one of those supercharged racing ships, because that's the beauty of the new system. We can create more precisely how a ship should feel and behave.
Actually, pretty nuts that they're going to go for such a thick flight model with so many different ships, and also the ability to change your thrusters and your power and stuff. There's a lot of customization here when it comes to ships.
Some ships now drift a lot more, which makes movement more challenging and increases the value of installing better thrusters. The handling of corvettes and heavy fighters can now be significantly different from that of smaller fighters. And as a result, they don't just fly differently, but they might also fight differently. Bulky transports are now slower to respond to your control inputs, providing a sense of this immense weight that you're propelling through space. while interceptors and scouts can now be really good at staying maneuverable regardless of how fast they're moving. Even at their highest travel drive speeds, they can still turn really well.
Wow.
There's more variety within ship classes too. Some light destroyers can now fly circles around their heavier counterparts.
Dude, this sounds really nice. The way they're describing it, I hope it ships like this. Anybody been playing the beta?
Comparison, this video showcases how the small Mark III engines differ from one another when installed on the same ship, the Chimera, with otherwise identical setup and traveling along the same path. As you can see, some of the engines now drift more noticeably due to their different power output, giving the ship entirely different handling characteristics.
Oh, they have a Star Wars conversion model for this? That sounds really cool.
The engines now feel different, not only per race,
yeah,
but
single
also
player
per
only,
type and per quality level. As you can also see, the heads-up display now includes a new boost bar that depicts your remaining boost energy. Based on your feedback from a recent poll, boosting will now use this dedicated energy pool instead of draining your shields. We've also rebalanced every single engine's boosting capabilities and boost energy recharge rates to further increase engine variety. There are other great additions in this update too, such as new sectors that create alternative connections even to some DLC factions, as well as further graphical enhancements such as support for DLSS and FSR3. Make sure to check out our full changelog in our Steam news or on our forum. The main attraction though is the flight model, so if you are getting involved with the public beta testing, we'd be very grateful to hear your thoughts on this big update. In order to experience these new features and help us refine them, take a read of the instructions in the video description which explain exactly how to join the public beta. And please don't forget to back up your saves. While feedback based on your existing save game is also valuable to us, you will get the best possible overview by starting a new creative custom game and trying out as many engine and thruster and ship combinations as possible. The entire team here at Egosoft is eagerly awaiting your valuable feedback on our forum. And until then, I wish you all happy testing.
I hope that their UI update is bigger than they kind of let on here, because that was one of the things that really made me struggle with this game originally, is like the UI is just not super pretty. And that's coming from a Star Citizen player. Let's see, on the roadmap, they talk about the flight model change that they mentioned, rebalancing every ship, overhauling the flight model, adding new sectors, graphical update. That's what's coming at the beginning of next year. Towards the end of next year, it looks like they'll be adding in new diplomatic events and options, so new factions, new NPC mission givers and agents, I'm guessing. And then in 2026, they will be adding in space anomalies, improved long-range scanning, which is probably, I guess, exploration gameplay, and new missions. So we're going to see a pretty decent expansion of this game over the next year and a half. I'm definitely going to keep a closer eye on this. They also will have paid DLCs. Looks like a new ship for one of them. Don't know what the other is, but the game's healthy and it's working. And this is a single-player space sim where you can play, and I don't think I said this clearly enough before, you can play as a single seat, a solo player who just hauls stuff and does stuff as you please, but you can also control larger ships like you saw in there. You can do everything you want to on those larger ships. You can even rent out other ships and put NPCs on them to fly them for you and do the missions you would not like to do. So you can create a whole cargo empire if you want. All of these things that people are talking about from Star Citizen, NPC crew, being able to control entire ships by yourself, an actual economy, a lot of it is here in X4 right now. So I would highly suggest people try this out, at least when this update drops, just to see if it's something that fits their view a little bit more.